Get customers, the best process. And what I mean by best process is my favorite way, because there's infinite ways of getting customers depending on you and your industry. But I want to share with you my best process, my best practice, what works most often for me in my businesses. And keep in mind, I've been in lots of different businesses, like 27 different businesses over probably, I haven't counted, but I want to say a dozen different industries. I've worked in a lot of different industries and a lot of different businesses, both as an owner and as a corporate executive, and as, you know, how many businesses over my decades have I been involved with as a customer? Lots. So all of us have customer experience, and we know what we like the best and how we like to be treated. And a lot of times in our businesses, when we're supersizing and growing them, we want to attract people and deal with them in the same way that we like and enjoy to be dealt with. Now, none of us, and I'm not talking about the whole sell it to them immediately, this whole purpose of this step in the sales process, because sales, like anything else, attracting customers, getting customers, dealing with customers is a process. It's not something like, it's not a wham bam thank you ma'am kind of thing like in dating. It's a process of building a relationship. It's like fishing. And I know I hate that people always compare dealing with customers or business in sports analogies, because I don't know hardly any sports, so that's impossible for me. But fishing, I do know. I used to fish a lot when I was married. We fished and we went on fishing trips every single year. We went on walleye fishing trips. And so I learned a lot about what type of fish we wanted to catch, walleyes, what kind of bait they needed to be used to attract them, to catch them, then the best places to fish, where to find those fish, which we talked about yesterday, all the different ways, both offline and online, that you can find where the fish you want to catch or the customers you want or the clients you want to have actually hang out. And then what kind of bait they'll bite on, but they got to be hungry, right? If you're fishing in a spot where there's lots of little minnows for the walleyes to eat, guess what? You're not going to catch any fish because they're not hungry. So you want hungry fish that are able to bite on your bait, and then you're going to set the hook. Well, how do I best do that? What do I think the best way to do that is? Well, the first thing you need to do is you need to get people's attention. I was having a conversation with a woman yesterday, and there's a lot of varying degrees about this, but the average human now has an 8-second attention span. You have to get our attention in 8 seconds or we're gone to the next thing. It's less than a goldfish. To me, that was pretty enlightening and scary. It's like, if I don't get your attention in 8 seconds or less, I don't get your attention at all. So how do you get attention? The best way I've found to get attention is by asking a question or using curiosity to get someone's attention, interrupting their scrolling or thought, especially online and on social media. But they do the same thing on television, radio, any other medium. Excuse me. I breathe wrong. I didn't know you could breathe wrong, but apparently you can. But you got to get people's attention. So how are you going to do that? A question or curiosity are my two favorite ways. And if I can ask a question that raises curiosity or breaks somebody's scrolling or attention, that is the best thing. And then my favorite strategy is to speak to their pain or the problem that they have. Now you can, depending on your product or service, speak to people's pleasure or wants or desires or needs, but people will act 10 times or 100 times faster toward eliminating a pain or making sure something bad doesn't happen in their life, thus the insurance industry, than they will to increase pleasure. So that's why I like to speak to a problem or a pain point that I know I have a solution for them. Then I give them the solution. I offer them the solution. The solution is like the hook, right? It's how I'm going to pull them in to it and to my business. And my whole purpose of this first step of getting them isn't to sell them my product or service. It's just to get their attention and get them into my world and get their information, their leads, so that I can continue to build a relationship with them or to communicate with them so that I can have a relationship with them. It takes at least, and the statistics again vary on this one, 7 times contacting someone. I don't know if that's true or not. I haven't tested it in my own life. I just know it takes a lot of contacts and a lot of connections and touches before people will look into you further. I'm the same way. I will see someone's name, I'll see them commenting in a group on social media and figuring out what they offer and listening to their answers. at least 7 to 25 times before I will reach out and say, hey, I see that you do this. I need this. And I remember them, but it's taken, I don't ever contact somebody after the first time. I mean, it's like when you friend somebody on social media and they immediately send you an offer. Oh, hi, it's nice to connect. Here's what I do. Here's my thing. Buy it. It's like, no. You know, we want to be wooed. We want to be treated more like human beings and people, not like numbers. Whoever made up and said that business is a numbers game should be slapped alongside the head, because they have gotten more people on the wrong path in behaving in ways that don't treat people the way they want to be treated than any other saying, I think, probably. So we're going to give them the solution. And then we're going to share stories and testimonials and of people just like them that have gotten a result, the result that they want the most. And we're going to share those stories and those case studies and those testimonials, because that's how we set the hook. That's how we really ensure that they'll give us their phone number or their contact information or their messenger link or their email, so that we can go to the next step of the sales process, which is trying to win them over. And we're going to talk about that tomorrow. How do you win people over? Once you get their contact information, once you've set that hook, how do you reel them into the boat? How do you catch them in your net, get them in the net, love the fishing analogy, and make them a part of your world and win that very first sale, that very first contact with you? Because it doesn't happen overnight. It doesn't happen with one contact. With a very small percentage of people, it will, but for the most part, it doesn't. Selling to people is a process, and we want to learn and master that process so that we can supersize our business. So we make sure we're benefiting them and solving their problem and getting them what they need, more than we're just getting what we want and need in return. That's it. Go out, make it a fantastic day. Go catch some fish, and I will, of course, be with you tomorrow. Bye.